Hello everybody, in today's video I'm breaking down the top 5 basic trainings after the update. I'm also going to throw out some honorable mentions that didn't quite make the list but are probably still great choices for basic trainings. So let's get into it. Number 5. Requisitions makes the list at top 5 just because of the sheer power of what it can do. Its score streaks do not reset on death but cost more and can only be earned once. If you've never ran into a group of people using this, you've probably never seen how powerful it could be. People are able to run the ball turret gunner, glide bomb, fighter plane, paratroopers, whatever they want. And they can stack all 3 of the highest streaks if they want. They're smart. They can use emergency airdrop and get 3 additional streaks for that 1 streak. So this can be very powerful. And it allows people that are unable or incapable of going on long streaks to maximize their ability to get kills with these high-end streaks. So it's definitely top tier in my opinion because of the sheer power it has to turn the tide in a close match. Number 4 on the list is going to be Lookout. And what Lookout does is it allows you to see enemy targets from further away and increase minimap coverage. This has now been kind of bundled with the Resistance Division, that tier 4 perk. So this is actually pretty nice to have in that Resistance Division. This one, it would have made it higher on the list, but it's very niche usage as far as being specific to only certain maps being very useful. You probably wouldn't use this on shipment, but it'd be great to use on Gustav Cannon and a lot of the war maps where they have those long sight lines, allow you to see targets from much further away. So it's a good basic training for that map awareness, but it doesn't really lend much else other than that, but still top tier in that regard. Now moving on to number 3 in the countdown, and it's Forage. So Forage allows you to resupply bullets from killed enemies and over time, and then also gives you that extra magazine. And that basically is a combination of what happened before when you used to get the extra ammo from the infantry, but that was changed. So the reason why I say this one's a lot better now than it was before is because when you ran infantry, you didn't really need that extra ammo because it was already baked in to that one, so you didn't really need to run Forage. But now that they've rebalanced all the different divisions, Forage is very useful. The only exception to that is using Expeditionary. Expeditionary will allow you to get this for free, and it'll also resupply those lethals. So in this specific case, Forage is great if you want to go on those long streaks and you keep running out of ammo. So this is very helpful in that sense. Before I get on to number 2 and number 1, along with the honorable mentions, go ahead and make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications if you haven't already. You're making it halfway through the video, which is pretty nice. Thank you for that. Thank you for sticking around. Hopefully you'll stick around for the second half of the video. Let's get into it. So Hunker makes the list at number 2, and for obvious reasons, this has been a top tier perk, basic training, whatever you want to call it, from the beginning of the game, just because of how excessive nade spam was in the beginning. Even with all the nade nerfs and all the different rebalancing they've done, Hunker's still a valuable tool to equip on pretty much any division except for Armored. Armored has that extra buff that you can see there in the bottom, that the division overlap doesn't already help you, and it does not stack, so you don't want to wear Hunker ever if you're already wearing the division that's giving you that, which is Armored. So this is top tier. You can use it on all the other ones and it will protect you from that nade spam. It also allows you to fuse the nade if you do get it thrown at you. So if you need those throwback medals, you can actually fuse the nade. You're not going to die and it'll give you enough time to throw it back. So hopefully you go in against someone, they're not cooking it, and then you're able to use that. Now on to some honorable mentions. So honorable mention is Saboteur. It allows those fuses to last not quite as long. The benefit of that is when you actually run this, you can actually stack it with actually using the Expeditionary. And if you put out those bouncing betties, it's going to be hard for those people to dive and avoid them. You're also able to use that C4 sandwich, which a lot of people don't enjoy. It's more of like a kind of an annoying class to use on people, but it is in the game, so it's available to use. So you go ahead and throw those little satchel charges. You can explode mid-air, so that's pretty nice. Clandestine is another good one just because that one allows you to actually run over people's bodies and it'll send off a little ping telling you where all the opponents are on the map, with the exception of Mountain. So this one's a great one to use, especially if you're going to use Kill Confirmed as your game mode. You can actually run over those tags and it'll ping where the next enemy is, allow you to keep that flow of movement. So that one's a nice one to have. Very similar to what we've had in the past with the ping system. Another one is Hustle, and people that like to run and gun, Hustles is definitely for you. I'm not that play style, and I think it's not very versatile in Call of Duty World War II just because of how slow the game is and how it benefits you to play slower. Hustle will allow you to reload your weapon a lot quicker while on the run, and then since you're able to fire with Airborne, it does actually stack pretty well with Airborne. And the last basic training I'll talk about before I get on to number 1 is Primed. So if you used Prime in the past, it was definitely top tier. I'm going to give an honorable mention to that one. If you want to, go ahead and put F's to pay respects in the comment section below, because it is gone and it'll be gone forever for the foreseeable future. It has been combined with the Armor Division in a much better way. So let's go ahead and get on to number 1. And if you've watched any of my videos so far, and recently I've been posting a lot about how the game changes have been so helpful to actually making the game a lot better. The last and final one is Blitzkrieg. Blitzkrieg, in my opinion, is the best thing to happen to this game since it launched. Any change, the global reduction of flinch, all these other updates to the division, everything, Blitzkrieg is the single greatest change in this game. It allows you to stack those kill streaks and go on longer streaks and just dominate your opponents. I've had more 30+ streaks in this game in the past 2 weeks of this game actually releasing Blitzkrieg than I've had in the entire Call of Duty as far as since November, since the game launched. So it makes a huge difference. I've had tons of 50+ games where it's like 50-1, 50-2, just because these streaks dominate. You use a single paratroopers, you get, 10 to 17 kills. Huge. Sometimes even more depending on the size of the map. You're getting the ball turret gunner, you're getting that extra streak, you're getting 4 passes with the bombing run. You get the fire run that lasts like 30% longer. You get all these different buff streaks. It's just overwhelming how good this streak is. In my head, I feel that they're going to nerf this one eventually. But if they do, they better touch requisitions too. They better not leave requisitions alone. So that's it. That's my top 5. Hopefully you agree or you disagree or whatever. Leave that down in the comment section below. I really appreciate feedback. I know there's a lot of basic trainings. I didn't cover all of them within this video. But if you did enjoy the video in a way, remember to click the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, turn notifications on, follow me on Twitter down in the description below. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a great day.